I would never.
Okay, we are ready to start question number 21. Jackson wants to shout out to say hello to everyone.
Hello.
I have a crowd this time as far as my lesson goes instead of me being in here by myself. So that's a good thing. So that when people walk by, they don't think I'm crazy. Well, maybe I am. So that's kind of fun in itself. So our question here is quite lengthy, just like any math question. When you get to calculus, you actually will have one question that might go all the way to M. It may go all the way to S for one question, because that's the way calculus is. Same thing with chemistry, which some of you found out this last 9 weeks when you were doing it online, which that's probably the hardest thing you ever did online was chemistry. Okay, so hopefully you won't ever have to do that again by doing it online. Okay, so let me put that down here. Our question reads, Renard, which is Jackson's best friend, thought that writing two equations for problem 420 was easy, but he's not sure if he knows how to solve the system of equations. He wants to use two equations with two variables to solve this problem. Ariel bought, so we're just talking about a new problem now, not that problem. Ariel bought several bags of caramel candy and taffy. The number of bags of taffy has 5 more than the number of bags of caramels. Taffy bags weigh 8 ounces each, and caramel bags weigh 16 ounces each. The total weight of all of the bags of candy was 40 ounces. How many bags of candy did she buy? Okay. 400 ounces, thank you. I'm going to read fast in this stuff. Promise I'll write it down correctly. You never know though. Okay, number 1, part A. It says, Renard lets T equal the number of taffy bags and C equal the number of caramel bags. Help him write two equations to represent the information in the problem. So how are we going to help him write two equations? So let's do the easy part first. Let's do T. What's that going to equal? Okay, 5 plus what? Right, who said that? Good, Emily. Oops, sorry. So, exciting story. Yesterday, after resource, you okay? Fall asleep on me? Fall asleep, am I that boring? Hear that, Delaney? I'm boring. I always take this class because they're fun. Anyway, yesterday afternoon, I was sitting in here and a little mouse, Mickey Mouse, came to visit me. Came right in. I stood up quickly. He got ready to turn around, and then he kept coming. Didn't know where he went. Okay? So I quickly put that candy back in my bear, because I know that they love candy. And then I'm trying to look around to see where it could be, if there's anything else I left in the room. And I looked down, and I had given some big candy bars to some people, left them in the office. I had leftover ones. Guess what he did? He went back in that bag. I went over, picked up the bag, and he jumped out at me. Scared me half to death, only because it was just me. And I looked in the bag, and he had eaten almost all of the Mr. Goodbar candy bar, which was that big. So he was back for more. But there weren't any like droppings, as they say. So he hadn't been here for a million times. But I got rid of that, and they have 2 mouse traps, so keep your feet up, unless you want it in your shoe. Just kidding. Right? So anyway, that was my exciting part about yesterday. So anyway, let's finish where we are, because we're getting off topic here. So that's the first part of our equation. What's the second part that we're going to need to know? Okay, so how are we going to write that part of the equation? Well, first, we need to know, right, that's the total, that's the very end. But what do we do with the 8, the 16, and the 400?
5 plus 6 times 8.
So say it again.
5 plus 6 times 8.
Okay, we're not quite there yet. That's down here a little bit further. We got to finish our second equation. So this is the number of bags, this equation that we just wrote, with taffy having 5 more than the caramels. That's this.
Would you do C equals 16? Because it's 16 ounces per caramel bag.
Okay, we need the full equation so that when we are able to sub it back in, we can get what candy is. So we can put in for C, and then we'll be able to figure out taffy. So how are we going to use the ounces? 16 what?
Sheep.
16 what?
Sheep.
Right, C. 16C. There you go, Jackson. Plus what?
18.
8T. Very good. Equals
400.
equals 400. Ding, 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 ding. Good job. Nice. Okay, so those are the 2 equations that Renard needs to use. Okay. Now he's stuck. Okay. Which I was never really stuck in algebra class. When it came to geometry, that was not my thing. I did not like geometry. We had to do proofs. They don't do that much anymore, but I did not like geometry. Okay, if then statements and things like that. This was fine, right? But I did get stuck every once in a while. If both of the equations in the form T equals something, I could set the 2 equations equal to each other to find the solution. Help him change the equations into a form he can solve. So we want them both to have T out front, and I think that's what you were referring to, Sky. Okay, I think that's what you were getting. So we have that one with T out front. Now we need to change the other one. Oops, I went too fast. So that we can set them equal to each other, so that we have T out front. So we'll start here. Let's put 8T first. We're going to move it to everything else to the other side away from it, right? So what are we going to do? Right? And then what are we going to do? We'll put plus 400. Now we need to solve for T. What are we going to do? Divide by what? it's almost time. Class is almost over. Divide by what? 8. Divide by 8. Okay, so we're gonna divide by 8. Divide by 8. And we get T equals negative 2C plus what? You wanna know what 400 divided by 8 is?
62.
50. Nice job. Okay? This is not due next week. Okay, it's not due. If you want to go ahead and try some of these to understand them a little bit better, you can. It will get easier, I promise.
So this
Okay.
isn't homework.
And I have extra problems to practice.
So this isn't homework.
It is not homework. The only thing that's due is the writing equations, okay? Writing equations problems, and then Khan Academy, okay? Oh, and then puzzle.
And I still need help.
That will be due after we finish the classwork. Yeah, I just gave it to you ahead of time because I'm starting. Okay? Yeah, the homework sheet is not due yet. Just gave it to you ahead of time. Because you guys are so studious.
We still don't have long to.